Hey folks, I'd like to show you my current favorite lower body sequence, what I usually do for this when I integrate this particular format. After a warm-up, I will alternate upper body exercises, say pull, then the lower body sequence, then a push, lower body sequence, shoulders, and so on, biceps and triceps. And then what I love about this particular sequence is it's a multidirectional load-bearing exercise, which not only improves balance and stability and coordination for the lower body and thereby lowering risk of injury. It also gets your heart rate up pretty high, so it keeps that calorie burn higher, which is not as big of a deal as keeping that VO2 max pushed up when you're not specifically doing VO2 max work. Okay, so here's the sequence. So we start with reverse lunge, left and right, so step back and drop as a blended movement. I try not to drop the spine lower than about 45 degrees and keeping the weight on the heel of the lead foot. And then bring the weights up for a side lunge. You want to step over widely, get the load primarily on the heel of the step out foot, and try to get 65 to 70% or more load on that step out leg. So that's the first two segments. The next one is an X pattern. So same idea as the side lunge, but you're going to have to flip it. And you can see that I'm going my left forward and back. Try to touch down and drop softly so there's not a lot of load on the joint, on the knee joint. So left forward, right forward. I talk about reading a comic book, it's left to right, up to down. So that's the X lunge. And then finally, this is a tricky one. Single leg deadlift to single leg squat. I'm probably going to bobble. But you bring the sweep leg up, try to keep the chest high. Don't just lean into it to create a seesaw movement. And then lower with control, keeping the weight on the heel of the lead foot, and then out of it. And then I had to kind of speed through the third and fourth movement. But the idea is 4 separate movements. The sweep leg up, bring the spine only as far as it needs to go to accommodate that hip extension. Stabilize, drop into a single leg squat, stabilize, come up from the single leg squat, maintaining the angle of the spine and the sweep leg, and then coming out of it. So, phase 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so that's it. Again, to summarize, the entire sequence starts with a reverse lunge, then a side lunge. I think I did the reverse lunge. Yeah. Then the side lunge, then the X lunge, and then followed at the end with a single leg deadlift to single leg squat, left and right. And as I mentioned, I like to alternate one upper body strength exercise to failure as close as I want to get to failure that day, and then the lower body sequence. Back and forth for the 5, pull, push, shoulders, biceps, and triceps. And that's a great workout. I always try to do some dynamic stretches at the end and even some static stretches, full body, balance, comprehensive. Okay, have a good day.